Welcome, everyone. Welcome to the show. You are listening to the Wannabe Critic podcast. Today, we have a special episode, kind of. We're going to be, instead of catching up this time, we're going to be doing something a little bit different, so stay tuned on that. But today, we're going to be reviewing The Mandalorian Chapter 4, which is called Sanctuary. So we'll be getting into that in the latter half of our discussion. Tonight, I have my brothers in crime with me. I have one Mikey Collins, one Elijah Middlesworth, and one Jacob Labriere. Gentlemen, how are we feeling tonight? Or today? It's midday. We're recording midday. I like this trend. I like recording. I like recording while the sun's still up. It's nice.
I do too.
How are we feeling?
I feel
though?
really nice.
Anything else to add other than that, though?
I feel weird drinking at 2 o'clock in the afternoon.
Oh God, it's
Yeah.
5 o'clock somewhere, dude. Yeah, Elijah's like, that's fine. I'm already hammered, so.
I'm already. I have been since 11.
As I say, my first drink was 6 a.m. So
Yeah, it's 5 o'clock somewhere.
Does not work?
They do. They just
Yes.
get hammered at work. I mean, that's the only way to. It's the only way to cope. Like you gotta.
Van Halen.
He
and
calls
drink
me.
Natty
He
Light
calls
all
me back. You know, it's like, hey, we're getting wings and we're getting just sloshed at
It's
lunchtime.
Van Halen and Natty Light and
Yeah.
Marlboro Reds.
Only.
That's how we get through.
Exactly.
Only.
Only.
Don't
And
smoke them. We just chew them up and spit 'em
We just keep on like sunflower seeds.
just like take a handful of cigarettes and just like gum, like a dry
That
piece
guy's
of gum.
hardcore.
Just like a
You're
dry,
eating a
yeah,
stick of
like,
gum?
and like you like try to like wet it, you know, as you chew it up. You just like chew up. Oh my God, I'm about to throw up.
That sounds terrible.
I know. I don't know who in their right mind let us do this. So, gentlemen, it's been really fun to podcast with you guys the past few episodes. It's been an enjoyable project. As you can see, you know, we're kind of we kind of like delayed a couple of weeks after we recorded that first episode. It came out like 2 weeks after, so we're a little bit ahead, you know, each time. As of recording this right now, episode 2 and 3 haven't even come out yet, but they are scheduled, so that's good. Tonight, you know, we just want to say thank you to everyone who's listening, and I realize that Mikey, Jake, and Lige, you know, Jake and Lige know each other really well, but Mikey doesn't really, you know, they don't really know Mikey at all, and they've been podcasting, doing projects with me for a while now, so Elijah suggested that maybe instead of catching up this time, we could play a little game. So, Lige, why don't you take it from here?
this
Okay,
is
so-
dumb.
This is going to be really. This could lead to a lot of discussions and arguments, or this could go by within 5 minutes. Who knows? So this is your typical game of which is better. So I'm going to list two things, blank or blank, and I'm going to go around the screen, and we're just going to take turns and, without thinking about it, rapid fire these questions, and pick your favorite one. Does that make sense? So I'll start with Gabe, and then I am next on my screen, and then Mikey, and then Jake. So I'm going to go in that order, and I'll skip to the next person first every time.
I
You-
swear
you'll
to
catch
God, if you ask me if Pepsi or Coke is better, I might have to
No.
strangle you. Okay.
it. No,
We
I
all know
didn't.
the
I didn't.
answer to that.
I didn't. It's Pepsi.
Yes!
Whoa.
Yes! Yes!
Wow.
Yes!
No, it's Coke. No, it's Coke. I thought that would piss you off, Gabe. That's why I spit it.
Quick question. If it is a question like that, can we do like if we drink diet, can we say the diet one?
I mean, it's
Well,
whatever.
I mean, it's the same thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, enough stalling.
cool.
Go.
Okay, so I'm gonna start with Gabe. Gabe first. Mountains or beach?
Which one's better?
Yes.
Those are both of my like favorite
Quick,
things to do.
go.
Quit stalling.
Beach.
Okay, I'm gonna pick mountains. Mikey.
Oh man. Yeah. Yeah. Mountains. Yeah.
Jake.
Mountains.
Okay, now for the next one, I'm gonna start with myself. So we are going to go. So one day at the beach, or one day at an amusement park. I'm gonna go amusement park. Mikey.
Beach.
Jake.
Beach.
Gabe.
Beach.
Okay, fair enough. You guys are wrong, but that's okay.
Your choices suck.
So under 4 couples is a small gathering. Would you rather have a small gathering or a big party? Mikey.
Small.
Jake.
Big gathering, then I can leave unnoticed.
You can do the old Irish goodbye. All right, Gabe.
Probably small.
Yeah, I'm gonna go small too. Okay, this one's really gonna separate the men from the boys. Okay, we're gonna go start with Jake here. Baseball or hockey?
Just in general,
Yes.
or playing,
Which is better?
or watching.
You gotta go. What'd you
Okay.
say? Baseball.
Baseball.
Okay, I'm
Yeah.
gonna say hockey.
Hockey. Mikey.
Motocross.
That I will agree with you, but that was not an option.
Man, I actually like both of those, but I barely watch either of them. I'd say hockey.
Yeah.
You been to a hockey game?
No, I
It's
go to
awesome.
hockey games all the time. Jake's
Yeah.
only been to one hockey game in his life.
Yeah, I like hockey a lot, but I guess encompassing everything, I would say baseball because I like to play baseball.
Baseball.
Have you ever been to a hockey game and gotten the stack of cups going through the crowd? Have you guys ever done that? Or
I've
am I
never
the
been.
only one.
I've never been to a hockey game.
You've never so you've never seen the
It's-
stacks. So like you and your buddies all are drinking beer, and then you start stacking your cups together. And as the cups kind of start to stack off, you ask the row behind you
Oh.
to start stacking more cups, and
Right.
everyone around you starts stacking cups, and then it turns into this giant train that's like 15 feet long of just beer cups, and you're passing it along the stands to get more cups.
Sounds like a liability.
It is, but no one can tell who started it, so no one gets in trouble.
Oh.
Okay, moving on. So this is kind of a two-part question. Gabe, we're gonna start with you. South Park or The Simpsons?
South Park.
I'm gonna go South Park. Mikey?
Is there a neither?
No.
I guess South Park.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm with Mikey on that one.
Okay. So then I figured that Jake would probably have this answer, so I asked a secondary question: Family Guy or Rick and Morty?
Yeah.
And we'll start with Jake.
Family Guy.
Gabe?
Family Guy.
I'm gonna go Rick and Morty. Mikey?
Same. Rick and Morty
Yeah.
for sure.
Rick and Morty for sure. It's far more intelligent than Family Guy.
I don't know.
That's factual.
They can be smart sometimes, but it's mostly
Yeah.
fart and poop jokes.
Rick and
Yeah.
Morty though, like Rick and Morty is very like to me it is very like intelligent and like it's really really smart. Family Guy where it succeeds, it gets like the pop culture like insults. It's
Yeah.
way better than anyone else. Like it's better than
And
South
they're
Park
current.
even. Yeah.
They're also current, insults too, whereas Rick and Morty reference a lot of retro stuff.
Yeah, plus Rick and Morty have the perfect platform to redo like a parody Star Wars like Family Guy did, and yet they
Yeah.
haven't yet.
Yeah. Well, they're trying to be original. Robot Chicken and Family Guy have already done it. Why would they do it too?
Because that'd be awesome. We would all love
They
it.
would.
We should do Star Trek.
Or
Yeah, I
Back
think
to the
they should do
Future.
Star Trek.
Or Back to the Future.
They could pull
Yeah.
off a Back to the Future one pretty well.
I mean, that's what it's based off
Morty
of.
could pull off a great Kirk, probably. That'd be pretty
Yeah.
Really, a Captain Kirk?
Yeah, because
Probably.
because then if he crashes the Enterprise like it happens in every episode, then it's like yeah, but Morty was the one calling the shots, so it makes sense. Oh, we're gonna crash, Rick.
Oh, Morty, you stupid piece of crap.
Next question.
Okay, ice cream cone or snow cone? We're gonna start with Gabe.
Ice cream, dude. Come on.
Snow cone.
What? What is wrong
Mikey?
with you?
I don't think I've ever had a snow cone, but I think I'd still choose ice cream because just like thinking about the syrup and the stickiness, I don't know. Ice
It's
cream
good.
just sounds better.
Jake.
Ice cream cone.
Ah, you guys are weird. Are you guys early birds or are you guys night owls? And I'll start first. I used to be a night owl, but now I'm slowly turning into an early bird. I'm still got that night owl feel to me, but slowly turning into the latter one or the earlier one. Mikey,
Both.
both. Jake,
Yeah.
Early bird.
Gabe.
I'm definitely more of a night owl.
Okay. I know Gabe's answer to this already, but we'll start with Mikey. Bath or shower?
Bath.
Jake.
I don't know what a bath is like. I can't fit in a bathtub. Shower.
That's a good point. Gabe.
Bath. I still can't fit into a bathtub, but I make it happen. Just wedge myself in there. The cold porcelain stings my skin. I go, ooh.
It's good to feel something.
Jake would get in the bathtub and you just have to put a cup of water in and then the whole
Literally,
bathtub would fill up.
the entire bath fills up.
I'm gonna go bath too. I love soaking. I love baths for different reasons though. If I take a bath during the day, I will end up taking a shower later. But
Oh,
I do
yeah.
enjoy a bath. I do enjoy a bath better than a shower.
Okay.
All right, we're gonna start with. I'm gonna start this one. Cartoon Network or Nick? I'm gonna go Cartoon Network. Mikey.
Ooh.
Is this currently?
This
Yeah.
is which is better.
Okay, yeah, Cartoon Network, Teen Titans. Final answer.
Jake.
Oh crap, that's really hard. I'm thinking like throwback too.
Lopez family. Is that what's getting you?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with Nickelodeon strictly because
Nick at
SpongeBob.
Night. Oh wow, yeah.
Yeah. That's
You're
a
gonna
solid
say
choice.
that SpongeBob was better than the entirety of Cartoon Network had to offer? That's Dexter's Laboratory,
No.
Powerpuff Girls.
Avatar.
I'm saying SpongeBob is the one that teeters it in favor of
Wait.
Nickelodeon.
Oh, okay.
Is
Yeah.
Avatar Cartoon Network? Is
No, Avatar is Nickelodeon.
if
Oh.
Nickelodeon didn't have SpongeBob, it'd be Cartoon Network. No
Oh
question.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good flip, but Adventure Time was my teeter for Cartoon Network.
Oh yeah.
Cartoon
Game.
Network for me all the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Saw that
I figured
coming.
that much. Okay, would you rather online shop or would you rather go and actually shop for something in a store? Let's start with Mikey.
Definitely online. All day.
Jake?
Online for sure.
Gabe?
I don't think there's a better feeling than actually finding something in person that you really, really like. So while it's more convenient, I do think the experience is better for like actually in-person shopping.
Yeah. I am in the same boat as Gabe, but I will tend to find something in store, which is probably actually kind of crappy because I'm, that I'm doing this. But I'll find something in store
Then
and
go
look
buy
at
it on
and be
it.
like,
Yep.
oh, this is really awesome, and then I'll go home and buy it on Amazon.
Yeah, exactly. I like to
That's-
browse. I definitely
Yeah,
like to
Me
browse.
too. And the best way for me to browse is actually to put my hands on something.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sure.
I agree. I agree with that.
Okay, this is a pretty simple one.
Let's cut that part out.
It's staying in.
This is a kind of a weird one, or an easy one. Winter or summer? And let's see. Mikey went, so we're gonna start with Jake.
Winter, hands down.
Gabe,
Winter.
winter. Mikey,
Definitely winter. If I could
Okay.
never sweat again, I would just be so happy.
dude. So I don't know what it's like down where you guys are. It's probably pretty close, but it was 80 degrees here yesterday,
It's
and
moist.
me and Jake were huffing as we were walking. We don't walk, we don't run, we don't climb ladders hardly. We just mosey around the job site, and we were huffing. Like it was miserable.
Yeah, you should.
I was getting cranky.
get
Yeah,
your
he was
insulin
getting
checked.
cranky. He was getting cranky. You need to go home and have a cheeseburger. All right,
That sodium.
boots or sneakers? Let's start with Gabe.
Sneakers.
Boots. Mikey.
Come back around to me.
Okay, Jake.
That's what I was gonna say. I think I'm gonna go sneakers. I think.
Okay, Mikey.
I'm gonna say boots because there's nothing like putting on like your favorite pair of cowboy boots, like and just
There's
I said-
and pull on, and they're comfortable. There's the arch support is there.
yeah. Although I'm a huge advocate of Vans sneakers and like just really good like insoles, but boots, it's hard to beat a good boot.
Yeah, especially when one's fitted to your foot, like
Exactly.
and you put it right
Yes.
on, and it just snugs.
Yep.
Yep.
Totally.
Okay. All right. This might be a little bit of a controversial one. Actually, these next two will be burgers or a taco.
Oh,
And we're gonna start with Gabe.
burger, dude. Anyone other answer is incorrect.
Oh, you guys are wrong. It's a taco.
Tacos are overrated.
They really
Taco,
are. They're
it-
good, but they're overrated, dude. For sure.
It's a taco. Mikey.
Then you got to think about with a burger and taco, you can put anything in a taco. You can't put anything on a burger. So I'm gonna say taco
Why couldn't you put anything on a burger?
because a burger's beef and cheese.
I
You
put
can't-
I
that's-
put
you can't
pineapple
really
and
change that.
I put
but you can
pineapple
have-
and
But you can
jalapeno
have
and
any meat. You can have any meat with a
Oh,
taco.
that-
I could put a
that's a good
burger
point.
patty in a taco and it still be a taco. You can't put.
Well,
Like-
but people put pork belly and pulled pork on
Sure.
burgers all the time, and those
But
go
it's
in
still gotta.
tacos.
It's still gotta be like red meat. You can't have like a chicken burger. That's not a thing. At
Why
least I've
couldn't you
never
put-
seen.
Why couldn't you put barbecue chicken on a burger?
Because there's rules.
Have you heard of the Impossible Whopper?
Yeah, and it tastes like butt.
No, it doesn't. You like it. Shut up.
Yeah,
No, I
shut
don't.
up,
What-
idiot.
You're wrong.
Hey,
You're
they
wrong.
call it a Whopper,
Idiot,
not a burger.
idiot,
You're wrong.
idiot, idiot.
If I like it so much, why don't I order it?
Oh
know.
god. Next song.
Next song. All right, we're gonna listen to "The Pot" by Tool.
I'm out.
Yeah, see you later, guys. Good podcast.
Cake or pie, and we're gonna. I forget where we
Ooh.
started. So I'm just
My
gonna pick
turn.
one at random. Okay, Jake.
I actually don't know.
Cake or pie?
Pie, hands down, no question.
Does cheesecake fit into the cake category?
Definitely pie. That's definitely a pie.
Cheesecake's a pie?
Yes. Even though it has cake in the title, we all know it's a pie. Come on.
What? I don't.
Yes.
Is it?
Yes.
What makes it a pie? I mean,
It would probably fall
It's
under
not.
the pie
You
category.
couldn't put a cheesecake and a cake in the same room and they both last the same length. Like
okay,
that's,
but where's the crust in a cheesecake? There's no. Is there crust on
A
cheesecake?
cheesecake is a
Yeah.
pie. Look. With a minor change in appearance, any pastry that is a crumb crust filled with custard and baked is a pie.
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
So
Pie,
so
pie
with
then.
culinary
Pie then.
genius.
With
Pie then, dude.
pie,
Yeah.
I'm gonna go pie too.
Okay,
me
take
too.
out
Mikey?
cheesecake. What would you pick
Cake.
if cheesecake didn't exist?
Cake for sure.
I'd
If-
still pick pie.
What-
Dude,
like birthday cake or red velvet or what?
I like just plain like vanilla cake.
Oh, you just like birthday
Yeah.
cake then?
Like
the thing,
angel
though.
like angel food cake. Like just
Oh,
straight
okay.
up vanilla cake. Like that's what I like. Vanilla cake hot with no icing is one of the greatest inventions of all time.
That is really good.
I like to put Cool
It
Whip
is.
on mine. Put a little Cool Whip
I
or a
think
little,
there's- it may just be me, but I feel like there's better pie, more good pie choices than there are cake choices.
here's the
Oh
thing.
yeah.
Here's the thing.
Okay.
A good vanilla, no icing, warm cake, Gabe, or a fresh baked hot apple pie with a scoop of ice cream.
Oh my god.
What are you gonna choose?
Yeah,
You're
the
gonna choose
pie.
cake
No,
over that?
yeah, I am. The pie's too much. I'm not a sweets guy, dude. Like I like candy.
It doesn't have to be overly sweet. Just like
No,
you don't
it's
even have to
it's
eat
the
whole
pie filling with the crust and the ice cream. Like that's like
and
a
the pudding. Got it.
that's a lot. Like I want just like basic, like a just basic cake. That's what I like.
Okay. Some people are.
Gabe,
simple.
I'm
I
going
get
to
it.
make you a homemade pie. Apple pie.
I'm not
is
saying
good.
that the pie that it's.
Life.
I do love pie, but I'm just saying most times I'm gonna. I'm gonna pick the cake most times.
Pie? Nice.
No.
The cake is a lie. The
It's
cake is
not.
a lie. You should eat the pie. Hey, that
Whatever.
rhymed.
Next
Hey,
song.
Actually, going along with that, I need to know this now. What's y'all's favorite pies? Let's start with Mikey. What's your favorite pie?
God. That's
Hard one.
hard. That's really hard. Wait, you don't have an A and B for me?
Nope.
Oh, my favorite pie. Oh my. Okay, pecan.
Okay.
Yeah.
Jake.
Man. I think you cannot. It's hard, but
That's a hard one.
it's got to be a homemade apple pie with a scoop of ice cream. Is just, to me, it's unbeatable.
I seem that's the most American choice to do.
I'm sorry, I'm Canadian.
Wait, what? Gabe.
Cherry cheesecake.
Cherry cheesecake.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah, that's true. If cheesecake is a pie, then cheesecake for sure.
Cheesecake in any iteration is
I can get
amazing.
So-
cheesecaked out pretty easily. I don't know about that
So
one.
Yeah, I just
there's
don't eat.
only one.
I don't eat cake or pie enough for it to matter. So to me, it's like I don't know. I just want cheesecake whenever I'm
That,
craving
that
it.
makes it even
Yeah.
more important to me.
Yeah,
'Cause
that
I'm
makes
like,
it
I only
more
have it
important.
every once in a while, so I'm gonna get the one.
I want to get the slice
You
that
know.
I want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I like
So
cheesecake.
for me, there's only one answer, and that's a nice glass of bourbon and a slice of pecan pie. That's the only right answer. And the only two desserts I really enjoy actually is not a pie at all. My sister makes it. My sister makes a double chocolate cherry cake with like the sugar granule icing, so it's like crunchy icing, and she makes a cherry cobbler that's out of this world. So
Dude, peach cobbler. Don't even get me started.
no, yeah, a cherry
Oh.
cobbler is my favorite. That's where it's at,
Mm.
in my opinion.
Man, you got a sweet tooth.
I like what I like. I don't like a whole lot of sweets, but I love what I love. If that makes any sense.
That
doesn't
makes
make
sense.
We're gonna move it on.
How many
Okay,
more
so
questions
here-
you got, Lige? By the way.
I got 4 more.
25.
All right.
So here we go. Beer or cocktails? We're gonna
Cocktails.
start with
Oh.
Jake. We're gonna start with
Sorry.
Jake. Gabe.
You know, if you would asked me 3 years ago, I would have said beer, but now definitely cocktails. Would you consider like a glass of neat whiskey a cocktail?
I'd say it's cocktail. Yeah.
Yeah, I would too. I mean, especially once the water mixes in. Yeah, it's gotta be.
Yeah.
It's gotta be cocktails now for sure.
Yeah, cocktails for me too, Mikey.
Nothing like a good old fashioned cocktails.
Mm-hmm. Okay, first-person shooters or RPGs? We're gonna start with Gabe.
First-person shooter RPGs.
Wait, what now?
First-person shooter RPGs. So Destiny, Borderlands.
Oh, okay.
you
I
know,
guess that
so
makes sense. That's
you
kinda,
can't. You
that's
can't.
kind of
Yeah.
cheating.
Yeah. Well,
That,
you thought of a stupid question, so it's your fault.
that's cheating. I was gonna go first-person shooters, so because I'm a normal person and I know what the question's being asked. But
Whatever.
Mikey,
FPS. I like to 360 nose scope people all day
360
long.
no scope. Jacob,
Wait, what can be considered just an RPG?
Call of Duty,
Uh,
Halo.
What?
Isn't that first-person shooter?
Yeah, isn't that what you said?
You said
No,
RPG,
RPG.
homie.
Oh, I thought you said first-person shooter. I'm
Final
sorry.
Fantasy,
I'm sorry. Knights of the Old Republic is their
Oh.
RPG.
Ooh.
Uncharted,
Yeah,
Yeah.
probably RPG.
any story game.
Yeah.
Okay, next one. Crab or lobster?
Ooh.
All right. I'm gonna start. I'm gonna go crab. Mikey.
I don't know that I've had lobster like an actual like by itself, so I would have to go crab.
Jake
But
and
I
I
would-
just had our first lobster about 6 months ago.
I've always wanted to try like a full-on
good.
tail, but I've
Oh,
never gotten to.
It's good.
Hmm.
Jake,
Yeah. It was good, but I go crab still.
Gabe.
Lobster tail's incredible, but crab, man, crab all the way. And just like just the effort required to even get the meat, and like, it's just a lot of fun. I don't know.
So when I say crab, are you guys thinking
Legs.
crab legs?
Crab legs,
yeah.
Crab legs. Yeah, that's what I'm
Yeah.
thinking too. Okay.
Yeah, dipping them in butter.
Mhm.
Okay.
Holy crap.
Twizzlers or Skittles? Let's start with. Who did I start with last? I think Jake's next. Or no, Mikey's next. I'm sorry, Mikey.
Twizzlers pro show.
Strawberry or cherry?
Ooh. Which one's original?
I think strawberry's the OG, but
Definitely strawberry then.
okay. Jake.
It's tough. I have both in my cabinet right now. It depends on my mood, but I'm gonna
Which is better?
I'm gonna say Skittles because I can eat more Skittles without getting tired of them.
Okay. Gabe.
I hate Twizzlers, so Skittles.
You're wrong.
I like.
Red
I do
Vines.
like. Red Vines are good. I do like the Twizzlers that you can like pull apart, the thick
Dude.
ones.
Mhm.
So I have.
So
Those
what-
are so good.
if I have to pick between those or Skittles, I think those are better.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm the same way. Twizzlers for me, and it's got to be cherry pull and peel. It has to be cherry.
Yeah,
pull.
like the other ones, the
Those are
strawberry
good.
ones are just regular. Those are not good.
Yeah.
Like
You guys ever get one of those like 3-footers?
Oh
Like,
yeah.
Of the pull and peel ones when you're a kid?
Yeah.
Those
So
are
much fun.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Just going
Yeah.
to a
But
sugar
it was
coma
it was a
afterwards.
mess afterwards too, because if you held it for too long, it would just like turn into Jello in
Yeah.
your hands.
Mm.
Okay. T-shirts or hoodies? Let's start with Jake.
Hoodies for sure.
hoodies all the way,
Hoodies.
dude.
Mikey.
Hoodies.
All right. Last question. Would you rather have a nice car or a nice home interior? Gabe.
All right, I want to use my mulligan. Come back around to me.
Okay. I'm gonna skip myself too. Let's start with Mikey.
Depends on can I build the car?
Nice car.
Okay,
Nice
yeah,
home
definitely
interior.
a car then. I don't care about my house.
Okay. What would be the car?
Oh man, I'm actually thinking about getting a project car in the next couple of years, but right now I know it's never gonna happen. I really want an S14 Nissan. It'd be
Mhm.
so sick, but honestly, I'll probably end up with a 350Z because
Yeah.
that's just attainable.
Yeah, that's what me and Jake's buddy Cody has is a
Oh, really?
350Z. Yeah.
Those are sweet.
It's
I
a
want a
nice car.
370, but you just can't find them.
No, you can't find
It's
370s.
ridiculous.
All right. Jake.
That is a tough one, but I think I'm gonna go house because I spend more time there. So I'm going home.
Yep. Gabe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'd rather have a nice like have my house the way I want it, versus my car. Like I could drive a pile of crap, no problem. But yeah, if I'm gonna be spending a lot of time, like that includes every room in the house. So like bathroom the way I want
Yep.
it. Like yeah,
Yep.
definitely house. Definitely house.
Yeah, I'm house too because when I moved out of my parents' house, I took for granted how nice my bathroom was in my parents' house. Like I had the spot crappy 1-bedroom apartment that the tub was like 3 foot wide. and I will never go back. I'm always fixated on how my house looks. So just because of that reason, it's the little things you don't think about.
Dude, I miss like my apartment days sometimes. So
I do too, dude. Me and Emma talk about that all the time.
So simple.
Just simple, dude.
Everything was simple.
And I didn't have
It was crappy.
Yeah.
But like I didn't care. It wasn't. I don't know.
Well, and just
I
like
just
in
got
that
tired of hearing
lifestyle,
gunshots outside my
Yeah,
house all the time.
I was gonna say-
That's the only reason.
St. Louis over here. I was thinking like,
I don't miss that.
Yeah.
yeah, we actually lived like in because me and Mikey lived together for a while. We actually lived in an area there was like a lot of like handicapped people in our community, so like there were people like everyone was just super chill all the time like around that area. But yeah, man, like those apartments we lived in, like they weren't nice, but they weren't like as crappy as a lot of apartments that you could see. I mean, it was definitely livable, and we made it work. We had a Star Wars poster on our wall. It was awesome. A lone Star Wars poster with just thumbtacks
on a 20
a
by
huge
10
wall. That's the only thing we had on there.
Like
Allie
Yeah.
and I had Star Wars ships hanging from the ceiling by a fishing line, like they were in like battle
Nice.
poses and stuff in our first part.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Lige, do you have any more questions?
Nope, that was the last one.
All right.
I feel
well,
like I know you guys a lot better now.
yeah. He's like,
And a lot of you are traitors.
he's like, yeah, I hate you all now. All right. Thanks for doing that, Lige. That was a good idea. Good idea. I hope you feel fulfilled.
I do.
Now let's get on to what everyone else wants to hear about, which is The Mandalorian, Chapter 4, Sanctuary. So, the IMDb description says, The Mandalorian teams up with an ex-soldier to protect a farming village from raiders. Director of this episode is Bryce Dallas Howard. Writers, Jon Favreau. This is the first appearance of Gina Carano. And yeah, so what's the general, like, feelings toward this episode? I just watched it. I watched it. Me and Emma hated the cows. Then I came in here to like do this with you guys. So, what's kind of the general consensus about this episode? Mikey, let's start with you. Do you like it? Dislike it?
I liked it. It felt like a Naruto filler, kind of. Had like a yeah. In short, yeah. Dude, yeah, like at the beginning it was just like, oh, that's cool, and at the end it's like, oh, this doesn't affect the story at all. Cool.
Yeah, literally.
Except for Gina Carano being in it, but yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, like, I think it sounds down kind of Mando's like resolve to do what he's doing, but other than that, yeah, like,
yeah.
Lige, what do you think?
I love this episode. I think I can't really remember the future episodes in this season now very clearly, but I do remember when I first watched this was my favorite episode so far, and I'm pretty sure it was my favorite episode throughout the rest of the season until the season finale. Really dug it. I love Gina Carano just as a fighter, and I think she did great in this episode too. She really expands on the story all around. It was great.
Jake?
Pick me up. I thought you were gonna say it.
I was waiting for that one, but yes.
Overall,
Go ahead. I was going to say Gina Carano can pick me up anytime she wants.
Oh, that's an interesting way to phrase that, but all right, yeah.
Overall, I like the episode. I really like the visuals in this episode. Seeing the planet, and that was really cool. Otherwise, yeah, it was kind of, it was good. It was so.
It seems short.
Yeah, I feel like it was serviceable, and I just feel like it was one of those things where, like, I don't know, Gina Carano was intended to be a pretty integral part of this story moving forward until she completely miffed it, She was not politically correct with some tweets, which is why she's no longer, hired by Disney. But I don't know, it was just kind of interesting. I remember, watching the episode and thinking like, wow, they're just continue to kind of expand this entire thing. And I enjoyed her as well. Like I thought it was a totally serviceable episode. And I like how they set it up, kind of the backstory for the town, the little village. It kind of felt like, again, like more Western vibes and stuff like that. Like the lone riders coming in to kind of help and never be seen again type thing. But I thought it was frustrating because I felt like there was less it felt like there was less to talk about because it doesn't affect the general story. It just felt like more surface level. It's still an amazing episode, but it was hard for me to like kind of dive into anything or find anything like that struck me. It's like, oh, I want to mention that or like talk about this, about how this plays into the bigger picture. It just felt very, like Mikey said, kind of filler-esque, which is fine. It's entertaining, really, really entertaining. So, want to open it up. In general, we all enjoyed the episode. What were some specific things that you appreciated about it? Mikey, you can go ahead.
One of my favorite ones was just like them just destroying those guys together. That was such a good fight scene. I love it. That might be probably one of my favorite fight scenes from this season, if not my favorite. It's so cool. I love it. I watched it I watched this episode twice before we recorded, but I went back and watched that a third time because I was like, that's so cool.
I like whenever Gina Carano and or however you want to say her name, and Pedro, or the Mandalorian, they're fighting. I always think it's funny whenever people are doing like hand-to-hand combat and punching other people in the helmets. Like, that's one thing I noticed. I was kind of like, man, like, which he can't take his helmet off, because it doesn't work. But I don't know. I just thought it would have been kind of cool for her to like hurt her hand and then just proceed to like body shot him, because she's strong, like it would have just been, I don't know. That was one thing that I found that was the biggest thing I don't think I liked about it that I could even place in my mind. It was just like, man, you just kept on repeatedly punching him in the head, the hardest metal in the galaxy, and you just keep, thinking it's gonna work. I don't know. It's just kind of funny.
Yeah, I did know. I thought the same thing too, and I did notice that. I was kind of watched her hands after that, and she did look like she had some armor on her fingers. So I mean, that could explain for it. I mean, but
yeah,
who knows?
But
that was the only thing that let me like let it go and let me hold on to it.
Yeah, for sure. So how do we think this episode? We don't have to go in order by any means. Jake, did you have anything you wanted to add since we all kind of got to contribute something?
Nothing real big in particular. I did like the emotion that we got from Mando. Maybe I'm wrong, but I think this was like the first time we saw some real emotion from him. When I think that was towards the end when he was talking to one of the villagers, and she said something. It was about Grogu staying, and it sounded like he was trying not to cry when he responded. I didn't catch that the first time around.
Well, is it just me, or we knew it wasn't going to happen, but if the Mandalorian right then and there decided to take off his helmet and say, "Okay, I'll stay with you guys," would anyone else have been okay with that?
Because I would have.
I really would have been okay with it. Like at that point.
Yeah.
You wouldn't have been okay with it, Mikey?
I liked her. I wanted him to stay.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sorry. I'm watching this, altercation take place between the gal and Mando, and I'm like, dude, just stay. I mean, like, I'm okay with you staying. Just chill. You don't have to do it. You don't have to do this anymore. And then they could have just ended the show right there, and I would have been happy.
Nah, they would all died.
That's true.
He was protecting him.
But in that moment, though.
Yeah, he still should have gone, bro.
Okay. All right. Okay. Fair enough.
I think it would have been cool. I don't know.
It would have been cool, but then the show would have been over.
Yeah, it never would have happened. But to me, like, that's how this episode made me feel. It made me very emotional.
Think about it though, like even if he did stay, there'd still people be looking for him. He's done other jobs. He's done other things.
But they don't know what his face looks like.
He's still in armor. He's not just going to get rid of the Mandalorian armor. True. Even if he took his helmet off, he'd still, he'd become some sort of protector of that. And then that word would get around, and then it's just,
I take back my answer. This story is way more interesting than that story. Yeah, I mean, the next day he's gonna get murked, sniped right in the head.
Yeah.
Pew!
Well, I guess it was more so just as like example of how this episode made me feel. Like it triggered an emotional response to me in certain spots, and I was like, you know what, dude, this is more than just a character, a guy in an armor. This is actually a person that hasn't taken off his helmet and showed his face to another person since he was, for like, let's just say 20 years. I mean, he's got to be late 30s, so it just showed a lot of emotion. And if he decided to do whatever he wanted to do at that moment in time, I would have been okay with it. That's just how it made me feel.
I definitely would have liked to seen like the what if story if he would have stayed.
That would have been really cool. That could have been a really cool storyline too. I mean, like, what you said happens. Someone does come and find him and causes havoc, and then he goes on a revenge story. That would have been
I think it would have been really sad, because then even if it did work out, Grogu would just sit there and just everybody would be
Dude.
dying and living and dying.
Yeah,
but that's
but
what's gonna happen anyway. It's
That
gonna
would,
happen.
dude.
but
That
you
would have been
know,
okay.
like,
Okay.
Everybody's gonna go out in a blaze of glory.
Let's go down the hall of consequence.
hanging out
I
with-
think what would have been cool is, okay, maybe Mando decides he's gonna stay, but he's gonna still try and like adhere to his religion. So we actually still never see him take his helmet off. Next episode, it says like, I don't know, some time has passed or whatever, and Mando has tricked himself into thinking he can make it work, and then a gang comes in looking for the kid. He thought he got rid of the fob, but a gang comes in and just murders everybody. Then Mando has
And he
thought.
goes to Tatooine and tries to become. Oh wait.
Then Mando thinks, like this is it. There's no chance. Yada yada yada, and they capture the kid. So now Mando has to go on like a rampage to get the kid back. That would have been an
by himself.
By himself, yeah, that would have been. I don't know, especially like if he's lost some of his like skills and stuff by that time. Yeah, old man Mando. I'd be down for it. I would watch that.
Maybe Star Wars Taken is what it would be.
Yeah, that's exactly what it'd be. Yeah, I mean, that'd be rad. I will find you.
Qui-Gon Jinn could make his return.
Yeah, be amazing. All right, so I don't really have much to say about this episode, gentlemen. So someone else go for it, please.
Did he seem? Does he? Maybe he changes. I don't remember if he does or not. But I felt like in this episode he was kind of a bigger jerk than what I remember him being. Like the way his tone with people when he was talking.
Yeah, especially with Grogu, he's like, "Don't touch that." Like, yeah.
Even
No,
the kid who wanted to feed Grogu, and he was like, "Fine." I was like,
Yeah.
"Geez, man, this dude's grumpy."
Well, I mean, we've seen a lot of time pass. For our recent times in seeing Mando in the Book of Boba Fett, a lot of time. I mean, not a whole lot of time, but he's had some time to spend some time with the kid, and it's really softened himself.
Yeah.
I mean, like we said a couple episodes ago, we watched Mando cut a dude in half, and we watched him shoot guys in the back, which is like a super cowardice thing to do, and kind of a scummy thing to do. And now we're gonna watch him as he progresses. He's gonna slowly dull and dull and dull, and then sharpen and hone new abilities so he can become a good father and take care of his son.
Yeah, I do think that they did show us like aspects of his character and like just small, subtle little decisions that he had, wanted to make and stuff like that. And just the fact that he was willing to help out the village at all, shows a lot about his character. He could have just been like, "Nah, man, you're on your own." I don't, unless you have. Well, they did pay him, so he could have been like,
He initially
itself
did it
was
for his own benefit.
yeah,
I was gonna say that in itself was selfish because he wasn't interested until they said, "Oh, we can hide you," and he's like, "Oh, okay, let's go."
yeah, exactly.
So I mean, even that act in itself was kind of scummy.
Yeah, no, I agree. It's interesting to see. This is definitely, I think, one of the tipping points for his character. Can we talk about how like they made this was an ATST, correct?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Can we talk about how they made the ATST feel like a horror movie? With kind of like the imagery and stuff like that. Like if I would have been a little kid,
The
I would have
red
been like,
eyes and
I would have
everything.
been scared of that. Like, I thought that was really dope.
I really did like it, but I didn't care for how they made it feel like a robot more than a vehicle. I mean, they kind of gave it a personality a little bit. Like it was like looking down at its feet, doing stuff, and it felt a little bit too much like an oversized BD-1 to me.
Yeah, that's I could
instead
see
of a
that.
tank.
Yeah, I mean, because why? I mean, that's the thing though is we saw the ATSTs look down in Return of the Jedi. We saw it like look down and look around. I mean, it was kind of similar. I don't know. I don't think it was that like. I get what you're saying, but I kind of appreciated they added like another element and like made it did kind of give it a personality because then it made it scarier to me. What do you, Mikey's brewing over there? What is it, Mikey?
He's stewing.
He's stewing, yeah.
I can see the smoke coming out of your headphones.
I know. He's just so upset.
I just forget. Is there like a visual, like a helmet interface? I know there is in some of their vehicles. I forget if there is with an ATST though.
I don't think so. Not that I'm aware of.
Yeah.
There's not. Okay, that would explain the like
Yeah.
natural movements it has more if it did. But yeah, I've always not liked that about those vehicles. Honestly, they are cool, but like it's like, how does somebody do that?
I really liked him in Return of the Jedi, but in this it just kind of felt a little too campy, I guess you could say. It just it didn't feel right to me. I really enjoyed the scene, but the movability of that vehicle did not seem on point to me.
Yeah, just the mechanical aspect of it. It's
Yeah,
cool.
I could see
Don't get
that.
me wrong.
I would have liked to seen maybe like an interior shot from behind the driver looking through the window or something.
Yeah,
Even
that
if it
would've
was
made it
quick, I
better.
thought that would have been cool.
Got a couple of couches, throw rug.
Yeah,
you know?
that would have
Yeah.
made it better. It would have made
Chandelier.
it feel more like an actual vehicle if we had like a shot of the guy like throwing his arms up or something like that while he's trying to fight these people. That would have made it feel better for sure.
Right.
Yeah, for sure. So ultimately, towards the end of this episode, we see Mando has decided he wants to leave the kid at Sanctuary, but ultimately, the attempt on the kid's life shows that, he's never going to be safe. So still though, from Mando's perspective, if he was like completely heartless or whatever, I guess he had an opportunity to just give the kid up originally. So it's like, you've come this far, you took him away from the Empire. Did we ever got questioned for 1 second that he was going to be taking the kid with him? I mean, before we see the assassin, like, do you think it's really going to happen? Like, he's going to leave the kid there?
I could see it happening for like an episode and then something happening and he's got to come back. But it wasn't going to be permanent if he did.
Yeah.
Yeah, I never thought he would even leave him at all, just simply because of who he is. I mean, he looks like Yoda. So there was like no question in my mind that he was going to leave him.
Yeah, I think he would get off world and be like, nope.
And turn right back around.
Yeah, he'd literally get off world and like look at his well, they use
Ball?
that. They use that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, they use that troop later.
That's exactly what he would do.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, overall, this is a fun episode, but it's not very much like. There's not a lot of meat to like cut into for this one, in my opinion.
It's a very short episode. I timed it. It was like 29.6 minutes or something like that.
Yeah. I feel like these next. Go ahead, Jake. Sorry.
I was just going to mention that one of the things, it was a small thing and significant, but one of the things I did like was seeing the Relby rifle.
Yeah,
in this episode. I thought that was really cool. I think that's the first time, for sure in live action that we've seen it. But
I don't know if Boss was actually carrying one in Empire or not when we were on the Death Star. That's a still shot I'd have to look up. I don't, but I think you might be right, Jake.
I learned a important thing about Bosk the other day. Do you guys know he was on the sail barge?
He was?
He was, and I'd never noticed it before. He was there though. So
yep, there he is, right there. There's the picture came right up.
There isn't that weird to think about?
Yeah, it is.
I mean, he survived like a Bosk.
Bosk is carrying a Relby in Empire Strikes Back.
Mikey's like, nope.
Not even.
Try again.
One thing along that same line, one thing I did really like was we saw a Lothcat in the cantina. Yep. That was a cool tie-in with Rebels, and then again we get to see the how do you say it? Kubaz. Yeah. Yeah. Another snout, long snoot dude. That was kind of a cool. Little.
There was definitely some good like alien representation, like, and just kind of fleshing out the world. I always like, thinking about how big the universe really is. Like the cantina scenes and stuff like that, and within you realize like there's a lot of different people and a lot of different races and stuff like that, and I've always really liked that. But yeah, I mean, overall, like there's a lot to like about this episode, but there's not a lot of deeper meaning or like impact or things to like expound on. Like we get there's no Jedi stuff in this. There's like nothing for me. There's, like I said, there's nothing for me that clicked where it's like, oh, like I want to talk about X, Y, and Z. Just out of curiosity, what do you guys think this has? What do you guys think this has for an IMDb rating?
I'd say, I was gonna say 85 to 85 is what I'll go.
Okay.
At a percentage?
Yeah, well, it's out of 10. It's out of 10. So I mean, if they're saying 85 or 89, it'd be 8.5 or 8.9.
I that's about what I would guess. Around 8. I'm gonna say 8.7.
And this is why you don't listen to the critics, folks, because they gave it a 7.8 on IMDb. So there you have it. Yeah, I think it somewhere falls in the the realm of an 8 for me. I think
Yeah,
it's fun, but
sure.
it's not like the greatest thing ever,
No.
So
Did anyone find it kind of odd that Mando did not bring the Razor Crest to the village? Like he left it a day away right
Yeah.
after Jawas just tore it apart.
what was that about? I didn't
Yeah.
get that at all. Like,
I didn't get
Well,
that
he
at
was
all.
he was trying to hide.
Why would he? But why would he leave his arse? And then how did he get all his
He
guns
took all
from his
he
ship?
took all his stuff. It literally showed him taking all.
Yeah.
his
no
stuff
one
out of his
knows
ship.
that no one knows that he's there. I mean, like,
Yeah, but like the Razor Crest is a giant beacon. Like you can't hide that thing.
yeah, I guess.
Especially because they described their village. They're like, we have a humble village. Like, there's no way I could hide that there. But
Yeah.
no one would expect him to be an entire day away from his ship, anyways. So if they did
point.
find his ship,
But I mean, the only reason I say that is because he literally just had his ship stripped down by a bunch of scavengers,
yeah,
and he was at this village, a day's ride away from his ship for multiple weeks.
yeah.
You
Well,
know,
it was pretty hidden. Like it seemed like the guys that found him to even give him the job barely found him because it was nighttime and it was like he was about to leave. And they're like, "Oh, we finally found him." But also, I don't think he really cares about material possessions besides his armor. I think he just views everything as a tool. That's
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
like.
Well, I mean,
like-
it's not like the Razor Crest is some like luxury cruiser or something like that. Like it's
yeah.
it's
And
like
it's
it's
only the fans are the reason that everybody's like, "Why would you leave that?" It's like, it's just a ship.
yeah.
yeah, a very expensive ship. It's like leaving a Mustang in the middle of a parking lot with no lights on.
Yeah, I mean it's a military vehicle, so I mean like
Yeah.
it's more utility than like combat. Like
I guess that's true.
You know,
Because he doesn't like if you look at his interior and stuff. There's no like.
It'd be-
knickknacks,
it'd be
there's no
more-
nothing in
it's
there.
it's more like leaving like a tractor out in the open. It's like no one wants to steal
It's
a
like-
tractor.
It's what it's for.
I guess that makes sense. That
Yeah,
makes sense.
I mean to me it's like that's why everyone makes fun of his ship. And I was talking to Ethan about this a little bit because we were working on some stuff for the RPG. He's helping me with a couple of quests, and I was asking him about like some different ships and stuff like that. And he's like, the Razor Crest is more utility than anything, and to me, a utility vehicle is more or less a tool. It's like if someone really wanted to steal a tractor, I think they would, but it's like, dude, the hassle to go through stealing a tractor, and it's like, why would you even want to steal the Razor Crest? It's like it's not even that fast of a ship. So
Yeah.
But it is pre-Empire, so therefore it doesn't have
that's true.
It's untraceable.
Yeah, that is true.
That's pretty valuable.
That is valuable. And then
Depends on the person.
they freaking blow it up. That
Yeah.
sucked. Anyways,
Eh,
any final thoughts
didn't like it
before
that
any final thoughts before we wrap up, gentlemen?
I have one. What is with the Princess Bride music in this
I love
episode?
it. That's exactly why it gave me Naruto vibes. I was like, God, this music's sick.
I mean, like every song I would go and I'd be like, I've heard this from somewhere. This sounds
Yeah.
like Princess Bride.
It's just like different
wanna be
renditions
that-
of the score. Like, I mean, it's just like it's the
Yeah.
same tune, but I mean, I don't know. I think it is kind of like it's familiar, but it's almost like kind of saying like this is just it is what it is. Like it's not really meant to
Yeah.
go beyond this episode that much. It's like we go back.
Yeah.
It's like he goes back to Sanctuary, like in the next season, everyone's dead. Like, that was my thing about this episode. I noticed it's like, okay, you saved him once, but I mean, it's probably gonna happen again. So,
Yeah.
but I don't know. Maybe I'm just heartless. Maybe I'm just a bad person in general.
Probably.
Yeah.
yeah, I am. All right. Well. It's a little bit of a shorter episode. I'm glad we got to do a little bit more of a get to know us session. That was fun. But let's go ahead and wrap up, gentlemen. Mikey, you don't want to be found, and you'll notice I never put your name on anything because I don't know what your Twitter handle is. Twitter handle is.
Twiddle handle.
Twiddle handle.
Yeah.
I don't know what your Twitter
Twiddle.
handle is.
Twiddle
No,
handle.
I appreciate. I do have a Twitter handle, but
He doesn't want to be found. Yeah.
unless you go back to the archives.
And Lige, where can people find you?
Creep to your left on Instagram and on Twitter.
Jake.
Jacob Allen Photos on Instagram and Ferdurko on Twitter.
There you have it. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for showing up today. We really, really appreciate it, and we will see you next week. Say goodbye, gentlemen.
Toodles.
Stay classic.
Au revoir, mon chéri.
Well, once again, thank you so much for showing up today. I really, really appreciate it. Again, if this is your first time here, consider subscribing. I know that's the thing that all the YouTubers do. Everyone's asking to sub. The fact of the matter is that it doesn't cost you anything to subscribe, and who knows, you might even see a video every now and then that you actually like or may be interested in. Not only that, I do a bunch of stuff, so make sure you check all the information down in the description down below. We got podcasts, we got Let's Plays, we got all kinds of stuff for all kinds of fandoms. So make sure you check that out. I would seriously, seriously appreciate it, and I would love to see you around here more. I am Gabriel Fast. I will always be the Wannabe Critic.